guys, welcome back to Broken Sword Shadow of the Templars Part 2. So let's do a little recap, right? So we play as George Stobbart, an American tourist in Paris. And he witnessed an assassination by a clown at a cafe in Paris. And that spiraled into a big mystery and murder and something about Templars, right? Like in the title, right? So we teamed up with Nico Collar, a journalist, right? And we solved some crazy puzzles and we managed to find out the name of the killer, right? It is Khan or something, right? And we found out he was in a hotel in Paris, the Ubu Hotel. And there we got a parchment from his safe. So from the safe from the killer, right? There was a parchment from the Templars or something, right? And on the parchment, there was something like a tripod. And Nico gave us a hint that we should visit a museum in Paris, right? And in the museum, there was the tripod. I think the same... like on the parchment, right? So that gave us another clue that George wanted to go to Ireland, right? So here we are. We're in Ireland now. And about the game, I really enjoy it, right? I was thinking about the game. I like the atmosphere and the music and the voice acting. And of course the puzzles, right? They are really fun. And yeah, so I think let's see what's happened, what's going on, right? I'm really excited. So let's hop back into the game and solve some crazy puzzles. And I also like it that that you go to different countries, right? That's really cool. So yeah, so let's see what's going on. So let me pop my helmet on and then we continue. Boop, boop. Boop. All right, continue. So these are the old graphics, huh? So we just got here. So let's talk and to the people and look around, huh?
Hi there.
Howdy.
What?
What's your name, kid?
Who are you calling kid? Who the hell are you?
Should we say we are the inspector? Maybe that's a good idea, huh? Maybe we get some more informations out of it, of these people.
Rosso's the name. Murder's my game.
Are you a detective?
Let's just say I'm here to find the truth.
Cool. Just like on the telly.
Cut the crap and tell me your name.
Liam McGuire.
What are you doing hanging around the bar, McGuire?
I'm on the run from me dad.
Ooh.
Why? Did you do something bad?
I ain't done nothing, boss.
You can tell me, kid. Is it your dad?
Oh, sir. He drinks every last penny down his evil throat. And there's me poor old mother, bedridden and dying of presumption. I tried to buy her medicine. Chopped firewood for Father Mahoney till me fingers bled. The old skinflint cheated me too. But I took the pennies he gave me back home. Look, Ma, says I, see what your darling son has earned with his own sweat and blood. When suddenly, me dad appears and grabs the loot. I'm off to Dublin heavy drinking, says he. Watch out till I get back. That's why I runned away.
Something in the grin on his face told me he wasn't being strictly truthful. Compared to him, Huckleberry Finn was a candidate for Altar Boy of the Year.
I really like that they did the Irish accent, right? That's really cool. Okay, let's look. Ask him. Maybe he knows this guy.
Have you ever seen this man before?
What a slimy character. No, I never seed him.
Take a look at this, Maguire.
It's an ID card. What of it?
Ever heard of Thomas Merlin or the Gruber Electronics Corporation?
No?
Yeah, he used this name, right? Merlin? The killer, right? So this is Khan? Alright, so maybe he knows something about a clown.
Have you seen a guy dressed as a clown?
Here in Lochmarn? They all dress like clowns.
The man I'm looking for is a dangerous psychotic.
Jesus. It's just like that film I saw. There's this clown, see? And he's after this kid who saw him kill a guy. He tries to warn the sheriff, only no one believes him. Then, while he's in the tub, the clown cuts him up with a chainsaw.
My God, that doesn't sound suitable for a kid like you.
Ooh, I wanna
Who are
watch
you
that.
calling a kid? I'm 25.
What?
Yeah, right. You're not a day over 14.
Oh no, it's 25 that I am. Married with a car and 3 kids. 10 kids if you count the wives.
Damn. What a douche.
What can you tell me about the castle, Maguire?
What do you want to know?
Well, can I get inside?
No, it's locked up.
Does anyone live there?
No, only,
What?
oh, nothing.
Tell me about it.
You know something about the castle you're not telling me, don't you?
No,
What is it you're covering up? Is it something you're scared of?
I ain't scared of nothing.
Tell me more.
I'll give you one last chance to tell me about the castle.
Oh yeah? And what if I don't?
Clap the
Then
shit
I'm
out of you.
taking you back to school.
Oh, that.
There's a ghost. It's called the Phantom of Lochmarn.
A ghost? Ooh.
You're not telling me you believe in ghosts, are you?
Mister, I seen it with me very own eyes. Last Tuesday night, I went up to see what that dig was about. I just reached the top of the wall when I hears this awful noise.
What sort of noise?
A horrible snuffling and snorting, like O'Brien's pig, only worst. It was coming from inside the castle.
Ooh. Love that. Ghosts. Alright.
Did you find out what was making the noise in the castle?
No fear. I just sat there on the wall like Humpty Dumpty. The moon was cracked and greasy like an old dinner plate. The yard was full of shadows. I could have been hiding anything. I would have gone home, but my legs had lost their stuffing.
Did you get to see the ghost?
Indeed I did.
We did.
And a fearsome sight it is too. I sat on my arse, waited while the moon went down. Then out it comes from the shadows, all grey and tattered and hunched over like an old bent willow. Then I hears this spluttering and splashing and horrible laughter in the dark. I was so scared. Why, I fell off the bloody wall.
Alright.
I'm sure there's a rational explanation for what you saw at the castle.
There is. The bloody place is haunted.
Ooh, I love that. Ooh, haunted castles. Ooh. I showed them that.
Have you ever
right?
seen this?
What a slimy character.
Okay. Maybe the matchbook?
Do you recognize this matchbook, Maguire?
No, sir, I never seen it before in my life.
So I think we don't have to ask him about that. He never saw a clown. Alright.
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
Cool, so let's look what is there. Is here anything? A trap door.
It was a trap door in the sidewalk.
Can I open that?
I tugged at the trap door, but it was locked from the inside.
Ooh, can I use that? Probably not.
The workman's key was the obvious tool to use to open this trap door. It was specifically designed for a job like this. Unfortunately, there weren't any holes in the trap door.
Too bad. Okay.
The menu was limited. It read, "No food today." I didn't care. I'd lost my appetite somewhere over the Irish Sea.
Oh. Okay, let's go. Ooh, a box. Electric box or something?
It was a featureless plastic box, firmly attached to the wall of the building. I tugged at the plastic cover, but it didn't move.
Well, that's true. Probably not, yeah.
I tapped the plastic with the lifting key, but it was too strong to shatter.
Vandalism. Okay, let's go inside, huh? Okay. Old graphics? Patrick's.
The young red-haired guy was plainly nervous about something. Perhaps he
Suspicious.
felt threatened by the presence of a handsome dude like me. The guy with the fiddle seemed oblivious to everything except his playing. Meanwhile, everyone else in the bar seemed oblivious to him.
Ooh, he seems drunk.
The guy sat in the corner as if he was a permanent fixture. There was a vacant look on his cow-like face that said quite clearly, "Nobody home." His elbow rested on an obviously soggy piece of towel. The white whiskers on the bartender's flushed face were like garlands on a Christmas tree. The resemblance ended there. The top of his head was too slick and shiny to act as a perch for a Christmas angel.
No,
I'd been taught not to judge people by their appearance or their clothes or the length of their hair. Nobody ever said anything about runny noses.
Alright, so let's talk to these people.
My name's George.
Pleased to meet you, mister. My name's Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald. So let's ask about this guy, about
Do you
Khan.
recognize the man in this photograph?
No, at least I don't think so.
Look closely. He has a scar on his face.
No, I'm sure I don't know him.
Check out this pass.
Yeah, it's yours, is it?
Not exactly. Do you recognize the name?
Thomas Merlin? No, never heard of him.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
No.
Okay, let's ask about the castle.
What can you tell me about the castle?
There's nothing there. Just an old ruin.
And
How
ghosts.
old?
I really couldn't tell you.
Have you ever explored the castle yourself?
I used to play there sometimes, when I was a kid. Then one of the little ones fell off the wall, broke his head and died.
Oh, shit.
We didn't go there anymore.
You haven't been up there recently?
No.
Here?
Can I get you another drink?
Ooh.
Oh, no thank you. I shouldn't be drinking at all. I'm on tablets and herbs. It wasn't a pint and I'll pass out.
See you later.
Alright. So let's ask the older man. Step by step.
Hi there, old-timer.
Old time.
What? Nasty cold you've got there. As soon as the words left my lips, I regretted them.
Is there such a thing as a cold which isn't nasty? I put the question to Father Mahoney. Father, says I, why were we born to suffer snot?
What did he say?
He said, it's my reward for being out all night like a sinner.
Ooh, shit.
Pious prig. Anyway, this is no ordinary cold. 'Tis the hay fever.
Pollinosis?
Thank you. You're not a policeman, are you?
Excuse me?
Police? No, I'd know it if you were.
So let's ask about Khan, right? If he saw
Do you
it.
recognize the man in this photograph?
Is that supposed to be you?
No, I don't have a scar on my face, and I'm not from the Middle East.
I can't tell without me glasses.
Let's ask
Can
about
you
the
tell me
castle.
how to get into the castle?
Don't even think about it, me bucko. Lochmarn Castle
Ooh.
is haunted.
That's what the kid outside told me, but I don't believe it.
Then you're a fool.
Alright. Tell me more about the castle then.
Ghosts don't bother me. I still want to visit that castle.
You can't. It's not open to the public.
There's no one around to stop me, is there?
That's right. Nothing human, anyhow.
Have you ever seen the ghost?
To be sure. With me very own eyes.
Everybody saw it more or less, right? So tell me about it.
Can you describe the ghost?
It was horrible. A wee stunted beast, long beak, straggly, flappy wings.
Are you sure it wasn't a wild animal? A rabbit or a skunk or something?
Skunk. In Lochmarn? That'll be the day. No, that was a ghost, to be sure.
Alright. Tell me more.
I think I know what you saw on the castle wall.
I know what I saw.
I don't think so. It was the kid, McGuire.
What?
He was up on the wall last Tuesday night. He thought you were the Phantom of Lochmarn.
Oh!
Maybe he wants another drink.
Can I buy you a beer?
Very kind, I'm sure. But I don't drink the stuff Leary sells.
What's wrong with it?
I've seen what it can do.
Maybe he knows the name Thomas Merlin.
Take a look at this ID card.
Take a look. Oh, yes. Little plastic picture.
I don't suppose it means anything to you, does it?
No.
The matchbook?
What does this matchbook mean to you?
Nothing. Go away and stop bothering me.
Oh shit.
I'll see you later. The end of the bar was hinged, like the drawbridge on a medieval castle.
He gets probably angry when I go through there, right?
Hey, where do you think you're going?
Excuse me?
No customers behind the bar. Ever.
Knew it. Okay. Let's talk to the fiddler.
He wasn't listening.
Alright.
Hello there. My name's George Stobbart.
Stobbart.
Pleased to meet you, I'm sure. I'm O'Brien. Can I help you?
Okay, let's ask about Khan.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Nope, I've never seen him before.
What can you tell me about this ID pass?
Gruber Electronics. I've never heard of it.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
The design is Middle Eastern, I'd say.
Oh. Alright, so let's ask about the castle.
What can you tell me about the castle, Mr. O'Brien?
It's a fine sight now, isn't it? Dates back to the 10th century, you know. Most of the existing building was added much later, of course.
Are the ruins open to the public?
Oh no, it's much too dangerous. Anyway, there's nothing of interest remaining.
Can you tell me about the tripod which was found at the castle?
Now there's a bone of contention and controversy. It was dug up by an Englishman of the archaeological persuasion.
Who was this Englishman?
Professor Pegram, the same man who dug up the gem.
So we ask about the castle.
How
Everything.
can I get into the castle?
Well, those walls were built specifically to stop people getting in, Mr. Stobbart. But I dare say you'll find a way, if you've the will.
Sure. So let's ask about the guy who found the tripod,
Do you
right?
know where I can find Pegram?
You're too late to meet that fella.
He's probably
Is he
dead.
Not that,
Oh.
but he's gone from the village. A sore point with our esteemed host, I might add.
Do you know where Pegram has gone?
I'm sorry, but I don't. He upped anchor in the dark. and shipped out before the dawn.
Why did he do that?
Who knows? A guilty conscience or a secret assignation. Whatever the reason, he'll not be missed in Lochmar. Maybe now the fuss about the gem has died down, we can get back to normal.
Why?
What can you tell me about the gem which Pegram found?
Now there's a gem which should never have been taken. A man would have to be full of greed to covet that stone. What's your interest in the jewel? You're not a reporter, are you?
No. No, we are not.
Oh no. Thank the Lord for that.
Great. So let's ask about the barman.
Why is Pegram's departure upset the landlord?
He's lost a paying guest, that's why. More than that, there's the question of an unsettled bill. Poor Michael's seen red over the business, and I don't blame him.
Can you tell me more about the landlord?
Mick Leary? He's what you call a would-be sophisticate. The trouble is, his idea of sophistication extends as far as putting paper in the lavatory.
I never worked out why he did that. It's much too dark in there to read.
That's true. Have you ever run your hand over the back of the door? The graffiti is written in Braille.
Okay.
Goodbye for now.
Okay, let's
Hi,
ask
my
him.
name's Stobbart, George Stobbart.
Stobbart.
Hello there, mister. What can I do for you?
So let's ask about him again.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
It's a handsome looking that fella, to be sure. Is he a film star?
Ooh.
Don't be fooled. This is the face of a psychopathic killer.
Psychopathic killer.
Well, there's one in the eye for me and my men.
What?
Does this security pass mean anything to you?
Well, no.
Okay. The matchbook?
Do you recognize this matchbook?
No.
Okay, so let's ask about the castle then.
Can you tell me anything about the castle on the hill?
Oh, I don't know much about anything. You should ask Mr. O'Brien here. He does joined up writing. Would you be one of them history fellas yourself?
Well, we are a little bit, right?
That's right, Professor Stobbart,
Okay.
Miskatonic University.
You're an archaeologist, and you're asking us about the castle.
Okay, that's weird.
Excuse me, Mr. O'Brien. The gentleman was talking to me.
Ooh.
How come you didn't leave with the others?
I didn't know they'd gone.
Oh, yes. Packed their spades and shovels and away they went.
Seems I missed all the excitement.
What excitement.
Professor Pegram's discovery. Haven't you heard?
No.
So let's
Do you
ask
know
him.
anything about Pegram's excavation?
Only that he didn't have the right tools for the job. What he needed was shovels and a JCB.
Pegram was digging for historical remains, not coal.
Is that a fact? What the hell for?
Here's the science of archaeology part. Understanding how people used to live by what they've left behind. One day archaeologists might be digging up our remains.
Imagine that, Mr. O'Brien. I wonder what they'll find.
Well, it won't be arrowheads and beakers. Fast food cartons and flavoured condoms, more likely.
Okay. Give me more
Did anyone from
information.
the village work at Pegram's dig?
I tried it myself, but that high and mighty history man called me incontinent. What a nerve. Hadn't I dug more holes than the rest of them put together?
Okay. Let's talk about the find.
Is it true that Pegram found a valuable gem?
What? First I heard of it.
Where have you been, Pat? The Black Gem is the talk of every town from Lochmar to Ballydoon.
Nobody told me. The lucky sod. So that's why he scampered.
Bye for now.
Okay, the landlord.
Top of the morning to you.
I beg your pardon.
That's
Grumpy.
what you Irish say, isn't it?
Do you want something? Or are you just flaunting your xenophobia?
Well, I was trying to be sociable.
Is it a room you're after?
Why not, right?
It's not a bad idea. Do you have a vacancy?
I could, if you don't mind waiting until the last guest checks out.
No problem. When will that be?
When the Undertaker comes to collect him.
What? Okay. We ask about Khan.
Do you recognize this man?
No, I don't. What do you want with him?
I've got a score to settle.
I don't want any trouble in the bar, mister. If it's a fight you're looking for, see Father Mahoney.
A priest? A man of the cloth?
Sure. And he teaches the boys how to box at the youth club. According to Mahoney, it develops character. Isn't that right, Pat? Didn't he teach you the art of pugilism?
Dial. Sorry, Michael. I was miles away. What did you say?
Never mind.
I like boxing too. Okay, let's ask about the
Do you
ID
recognize
card.
the name on this card?
No. Should I?
Nah, it was a long shot.
True. The matchbook.
Do you recognize this matchbook?
No, sir.
Alright. So maybe we buy a beer and then he is a little bit more happy because I bought something.
I'll try a glass of beer, please.
Is this your first pint of real ale?
Well, I guess so. What's real ale, anyhow?
Beer that's brewed from natural ingredients to traditional methods. It shouldn't be kept under pressure or refrigerated. And finally, it should have a good body and distinctive character.
In other words, it's flat and worn with bits in, and it makes you fall over.
Okay, Chuck. Okay. So let's ask about the castle.
What can you tell me about the castle?
You're the second person to ask me that today.
Ooh, really?
I don't know anything about the castle. It's only an old ruin anyway.
Who else was asking about the castle?
He said he was a reporter.
What?
He was asking about the little people.
I could have told him a tale or two about the little people. He might have paid me to hear what he wanted me to say.
Anyway, I chucked him out on his arse.
Good for you, mate. That's the way to deal with journalists.
Have you served any, clowns recently?
No, you're the first today.
Seriously, I'm looking for a man dressed in a clown costume.
Would he be having a little white dog with a black patch over the eye?
I shouldn't think so.
Damn. Grumpy people. Villagers. Okay, let's ask about
Do you
this
know
guy.
a man called Pegram?
Indeed I do. Are you a friend of his, by any chance?
Well, he told me he didn't like him, right? So no.
Oh no, I'm just trying to track him down.
Me too. That son of a bitch should be locked away.
Did Pegram stay here?
That's right. In the best room in the house.
That's the one with the bed.
Can I see Pegram's room?
It's been taken by one of the brothers from the reformatory. They come every year for spiritual refreshment.
Spiritual refreshment.
That's a good one. Their idea of refreshment is a good full of stout.
I wouldn't want to disturb a man of God, especially not a big fella from the bad boys' home.
I don't blame you, Mick. That brother's got muscles like a muscle man.
Alright, so we
Thanks.
talked to everyone. So let's chuck the beer. Ooh. Pop it.
Somehow, I'd managed to drink the thick, sweet brew. I felt strangely compelled to order another, even though my every instinct warned me against it.
Can we do that? What is that? Bar towel.
The man's arm lay across the towel, preventing me from moving it. The man's arm lay across the towel, preventing me from moving it.
Hey! Hello there again, mister.
Oh, nothing really.
Beer pump?
It was an electric pump operated by pushing a small lever. I was about to reach for the pump when I came to my senses. A rash move like that in a strange country with strange customs could be my last.
Yeah, you get clapped. What are you doing, man?
Excuse me, Mr. O'Brien.
Hello there. What now?
Oh, nothing.
Alright. Glass washer.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Drink another one.
May I have another beer, please?
Certainly, sir. Same again?
Yeah, please. How is this stuff made?
That's the secret of the master brewer, sir. Each barrel is lovingly manhandled in time-honored fashion, suspended on
Let's get
skillfully
drunk.
tied ropes of the finest hemp, lowered into the cellar, utilizing the forces of original gravity, like manna from heaven.
Thanks. There was a vacant look on his cow-like face that said quite clearly, "Nobody home." His elbow rested on an obviously soggy piece of towel.
Why is that so important? Okay, let's chug it.
Somehow, I felt strangely compelled to order another.
Alright.
Hello.
Maybe he has something new to say. Right, now we can ask the other guys about a professor.
Do you know Professor Pegram?
Suspicious? He's looking around.
He's the archaeologist, isn't he?
That's right. Where can I find Professor Pegram?
I heard he's gone fishing. I don't know where.
Did you work at Professor Pegram's dig?
What gave you that idea?
Have you heard about the gem which Pegram found?
Suspicious guy.
I heard a rumor, but you can't believe everything you hear or see, can you?
See you later.
Maybe the old man knows. Ooh, what is that? A wire.
Hello again.
What?
Do you know Pegram the archaeologist?
That's the scrawny fellow who was poking around at the castle, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, I don't know him.
Okay. I can ask more.
Do you know where I can find
Questions.
Pegram?
I told you, I never heard of him.
Were you aware that Pegram was conducting an archaeological dig?
I don't meddle in other people's affairs. They don't interest me.
Okay, well, what's about the wire?
What's that you're making?
It's a necklace, me bucko.
A
Oh,
necklace.
sure. Made out of steel wire?
That's right. A necklace for my pretty one. When my little lover feels it round her slender neck, she'll be mine. All mine.
If I was a woman, I wouldn't think much of a wire necklace.
It's not made for a woman. I've got my sights on tastier dishes than women. Flesh as smooth and tender as a maiden. Bones as soft and white as a newborn babe's. Rabbit, lad. That's what gets my juices flowing.
To catch them, right?
Ah, so you're making snares to trap rabbits.
That's right. Do you have a problem with that?
Damn right I do. Isn't it painful?
Only if I get me fingers caught.
I'm talking about the rabbits. Do they feel much pain?
You bet.
Psychopath. Psychopath, right? Starts with killing animals.
I'll see you later.
So maybe we can snug the wire when you put it now.
Oh, no, you don't.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay. So let's ask the kid outside.
Hey, McGuire.
What do you want to know?
Do you know a man called Pegram?
Can you describe him like on the telly in the cop shows?
He's an English archaeologist.
I know the man you mean if he's the one.
Can you tell me where I'd find Pegram?
No, I can't, because he's not here now, but if I sees him, I'll ask him.
Do you know what Pegram was doing in the castle?
Digging for buried treasure. Jewels and gold and skeletons, like in the films.
Okay, tell me more.
Do you know anything about Pegram's dig?
He wouldn't let me anywhere near it. I offered to help, but he chased me off. I didn't want to see his smelly old hole anyhow.
Did anyone from the village work at the dig?
Pegram brought some students and bums with him. He reckoned no one in Lochmarn would know what to look for. The only local guy who worked for him was Sean Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald says he's never been anywhere near the dig.
He's having you on, mister.
Yeah, he was suspicious, right? The suspicious guy?
Are you sure Fitzgerald worked at the dig?
Oh, yes. It was him, all right. Would I tell a lie?
Well, he denies it.
I saw them together only last night.
I wish you'd told me that sooner. What were they doing?
Pegram gave Fitzy a box. He didn't look too happy about it.
I knew it. But how am I going to persuade him to part with it?
Break his fingers.
No, I couldn't do that.
I could.
Thanks for the offer, kid, but I'll try a more subtle approach.
Chinese burns?
So this guy. So let me ask about the digging.
I heard that Pegram had found a legendary gem.
That's right. It's been the talk of Lochmarn all week.
You haven't seen the gem, have you?
Hell no. I reckon Pegram made off with it. If I was him, I'd go to Amsterdam, chop it up and sell it. He could be living the life of Riley instead of digging holes.
Okay. Let's ask him about Fitzgerald.
What's Fitzgerald scared of?
Everything and everyone.
So I shouldn't have any trouble getting him to talk.
He's a pushover, but don't scare him too much. Try the soft touch. Butter him up a bit.
All right.
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
Okay. Let's go back. Ask him. Ah, that's probably the box, right?
Hello.
McGuire says he saw you working at the dig. What's more, he saw you talking with Pegram.
Uh-oh.
He's a little liar. He'll say anything to get attention.
Well, it's his word against yours, I guess. Shake my hand.
It's a trick, isn't it?
Damn it, you're right. I can't seem to fool anyone.
That's right, I tried it on everybody. Nobody wanted to shake my hand. No, I clop him with that thing.
What do you think this tool is used for?
Something to do with horses?
Wrong. It's for opening manhole covers.
Oh, really? Well, you learn something every day.
See you later. It was an electric glass washer. It looked even older than the barman. The glass was empty.
So what can we do now? Maybe when he sneezes, we can pick up the wire? Let's go as close as possible.
Keep your hands to yourself, mister.
Nope.
Hey, I only wanted to...
Can't. Hands up.
So, okay, let's go outside. Let's see if we can go somewhere else and... Yeah. What's up there? Ooh, who's that? Damn, that's a big haystack. Who is that?
The farmer's craggy face was set in a mask of aesthetic appreciation. His feet were set in a pair of manure-caked boots.
Okay, no, wait. Old screen? Okay. Looks good. Okay, let's talk to him. Maybe he got some information.
Hi, do you speak English?
Well, no, what if I was to say no? An implication of cognizance shrouded in denial. A pretty poser of a paradox indeed.
I gave him the look I'd perfected when I was 12 and was going to be the greatest hypnotist of all time. It was a killer.
Are you attempting to hypnotize me, or is it the constipation you're suffering?
I was a little out of practice.
All right. So let's be nice and ask what he's reading.
Good book?
A book? It's a passport to a world of fantasy and imagination.
Yeah, what's the title?
Creative Shelving for Beginners, the 1978 edition.
Creative shelving.
What's so cool about home improvement?
There's nothing like it. The resinous autumnal aroma of seasoned wood, the rhythmic rasp of the plate. Ah, no wonder our Lord came to earth as the son of a humble carpenter. I bet he was a wizard with a chisel and a length or two before.
Surely the portrayal of Christ's adoptive family as humble artisans is a symbolic metaphor.
I don't know about that, but I know they were carpenters. Haven't you read the book?
Well, no. But I have seen The Greatest Story Ever Told, and I don't recall Jesus putting up any shelves.
Okay, let's ask about... No, let's ask about if he saw Khan, right?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, but I wouldn't trust him. His eyes are too close together. He's not a friend of yours, is he?
Oh no, far from it. In fact, I believe it's the face of a killer.
I knew it! Piggy eyes. Can't trust him.
Do you recognize the name on this card?
I can't read that little writing.
It says Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics.
Is that your name, Tommy Merlin?
No,
No.
but what a great stage name. It had what my high school hypnosis act had lacked, style and class. For a few seconds, I bathed in spotlights on a thundering tide of applause. Tommy Merlin, hypnotist.
Are you all right?
I'm fine, I just remembered something.
All right, so let's ask about the castle.
What can you tell me about the castle?
Not much, I'm sorry to say. Most of its history is long forgotten. Ah, but if these old stones could only speak, what stories they'd tell. Stories to make your toes curl and your blood run cold. You know, this castle is said to be over 600 years old.
Alright.
Who built the castle?
Mad Phelan, the first lord of Lochmarn. Well, I say lord, but actually he was little more than a village chieftain. He built his castle from the remains of the Templar preceptory.
Ah, the Templars. Can you tell me more about the castle?
Do you mind if I climb up your haystack to get into the castle?
What? You'd break your stupid neck for sure. Do you think I'd stand by and see your brains dashed out?
I'd be very careful, and I promise not to sue.
You won't get the chance, not while I'm here to stop you.
Okay, let's ask about the professor then.
Have you seen Professor Pegram?
No, he's packed up and gone.
Do you happen to know where?
Back in England, I suppose.
Do you think Pegram's disappearance is due to the curse?
Look at the facts. He dug up the gem. He disappeared. Bingo. It doesn't take a degree in mathematics to work that one out, does it? You don't have to be a smarty Pythagoras with a calculator.
I guess not.
Pegram has run off with the gem.
Okay, let's ask about the Templars.
Where was the site of the Templar preceptory?
Right here on Temple Hill. Phelan built right on top of the old wall. It's said that deep beneath these walls, there's a Templar chapel.
Tell me more.
Did Pegram discover the chapel?
I don't know. His workers were sworn to secrecy.
Maybe you know something about the matchbook.
What do you make of this matchbook?
Seems ordinary enough to me.
I have to go now.
Okay, let's look around. Is there something else? So I think I have to probably get him a way that I can climb up here, right? Oh.
The gates were made of solid, age-blackened wood. Pushing with all my strength got me nowhere. They didn't budge. I really need to start working out.
I mean, even if you work out, you can't push that. Okay.
On the back of the cart was a crazily stacked tower of hay bales, leaning precariously against the castle wall.
He stops me probably.
Get away, you silly neuter! Can't you see the load's unstable?
Alright, alright, alright. Maybe he shakes my hand.
Hi, it's me again.
So I see. What now?
Would you like to shake my hand?
What is this? I don't do that male bonding stuff.
Okay. No. One day. No. So I think I have to do something with the beer,
me?
right?
Yes, sir?
Ah, I can ask him. Okay.
Do you know Sean Fitzgerald very well?
I know him enough not to sell him more than 2 pints. He's like a kid when he gets a few beers inside him.
I'm not surprised. He's on medication. For his nerves.
Maybe you
There's
have
nothing
to.
wrong with his nerves. He's just screwy.
Maybe you have to get him drunk or something.
Hey, how about another drink?
See him again?
Do you serve cocktails?
I'll serve anyone with manners. And money.
No, I'm serious. Have you considered turning McDevitt's into a cocktail bar? Cocktails are chic, cool, and popular with younger drinkers.
What? Kids in the bar? Can you imagine it? Pinball, pimples, and puke.
Right, I get the picture. I'll settle for a glass of stout. Thanks.
Okay, maybe. have to convince him.
Hello.
Okay.
Sorry to bother you. Hey,
Hello there again, mister.
do you remember seeing Sean Fitzgerald at the dig?
Let me see now. I think me brain box needs a spot of lubrication.
Take my beer.
Can I buy you a drink?
You most certainly can.
Ah.
Give me a drink for my friend here.
Who? Doyle? Has he conned you into buying for him? Shame on you, Patrick. Same again.
Just a point this time, Michael.
1 point of brown coming up.
Do you remember Sean Fitzgerald now?
I can picture the scene as if it was only last week. Come to think of it, it was only last week. Fitzgerald was there all right. Him and a bunch of students.
Students.
He was speaking with the boss man.
Who's
Bye
the
for
boss
now.
man?
Excuse me, Mr. O'Brien.
Hello there. What now?
Okay.
Oh, nothing. Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Okay.
I don't want
So let's
anything.
talk to Fritz.
Just give me a shout when you do.
Oh, let's check the old man.
Hello again.
What?
What? Okay, okay.
I'll see you later.
Fritz. Oder Fitz.
Hello.
Haha. More
Doyle
information.
told me you definitely worked at the dig. He's seen you there. You might as well admit it.
Just my luck. Grafted up by a delinquent and a dimwit.
I need to talk to Professor Pegram, if he's still alive.
What do you mean? Is he in danger?
Yeah, you too, if I'm right.
You're not from the Social Security.
Hell no. What makes you think that?
Well, I was claiming benefits at the same time I was working for Pegram.
I'm not in a position to make judgments, Sean. That's between you and your conscience. All I want is to talk to Pegram about the gem.
But he's not here.
I know that. But he left that package with you, didn't he?
Haha.
What did Pegram find at the castle?
Entrance to an underground chamber. It was filled with earth and rubble, and Pegram had us dig it out. We uncovered a secret room, a hidden chapel.
The hidden chapel with
Did
ghosts.
Pegram find the gem in the altar room?
I don't know. He made us leave and wouldn't tell us why. Half an hour later he came out, white as a sheet he was. He closed down the dig and locked up the castle, sent us all away.
From the sound of it, Pegram had discovered more than just the gem.
So let's ask about the professor.
So where did Pegram go?
I don't know. I swear it. He came to see me early this morning. Said he was leaving.
Why is he so nervous?
He asked me to give this package to a guy called Marquet.
Ah, give me the package.
Show me what's in the package, Sean.
I can't do that.
Why not?
I promised the professor.
So what? You didn't have any qualms about your benefit scam. So where's the harm in taking a peek inside Pegram's package?
Haha.
You don't
Convincing.
know these people. I can't. I don't dare.
Ooh, it seems dangerous, huh?
This is your last chance to show me the package, Fitzgerald. I've been patient with you, but now it's time to kick ass.
But he'll kill me.
Who will?
Man from Paris. Jack Marquet. Pegram told me if I gave him the package unopened, I'd hear no more about it. But if I double-crossed Marquet, I'd be dead.
So who's
I'll
that
deal
guy?
with Jacques Marquet. Give the package to me.
No. Why should I trust you? I don't know who to trust anymore. I wish I'd never even heard of the Lochmarn gem.
Hey.
Hey, I just seen a big red.
Get out of here, Maguire. Come back when you're old enough.
What's the lad howling about?
A big red sports car. Sean Fitzgerald's been runned over.
Oh, shit.
Get out! Noisy little tyke.
Maybe you should send out some medicinal brandy, Michael.
Oh, yes? And who's going to pay for it?
Not me.
Me too, neither.
Okay, let's check it out. Ooh, the box is open.
I was telling the truth about Fitzy, mister.
Okay, calm down. Now tell me what happened.
I was standing here, minding my own business, when I saw this beautiful red sports car coming up over the hill. Would you look at that, says I. And I going over to take a closer look. Next thing, Fitzy comes tearing out of the pub and nearly knocks me on my ass. Well, the car just flies at him. It was too fast for poor old Fitzy, and hit him an awful wallop. He goes flying up on top. Jesus, says I thought he was a goner.
Oh, shit.
Next thing, the driver hops out, and I couldn't believe my eyes.
It seems like he
was
dropped the
dressed
box.
like a bloody pixie.
Did Fitzgerald drop anything when he was hit?
I didn't see. It all happened so fast.
Did this pixie have a scar on his cheek?
I couldn't see. He was wearing a stupid mask.
Ooh.
Are you a special agent?
Sorry to disappoint you, kid, but I'm not. I'm just an ordinary guy caught up in a whirlpool of intrigue.
And you're drunk.
Not so.
Yeah, you've been drinking mucky beer in the boozer.
Only a few glasses. See you later, kid.
Okay,
Alright.
mister.
Hey,
Hello there again, mister.
Ah.
what do you know about leprechauns, Doyle?
Leprechauns! Is it the little people you're talking about? Sure, and a cousin of mine was wed to one.
Oh, come on. Do you really expect me to believe that?
It's the truth, I'm telling you. She fell asleep on a fairy ring, see? When she woke up, there he was. A little fella. All in green.
Tell me more.
Tell me more about your cousin and the leprechaun.
Oh, no.
Well, young Mary was speechless, especially when the leprechaun up and spoke to her. Be my bride, me darling, says he, and she'll never want for riches again. Okay, says she, and he slips her in a daisies on her finger.
Amen.
So there you are, proof that the little people exist.
Well, that's no proof. All you have is her word for it.
Not so. The following spring, she had a little baby.
Did the
Leprechaun.
leprechaun's promise come true?
What promise was that now?
That she'd never want for riches again.
Now, there's the strangest thing. She never did.
I thought you said she was claiming the social part.
Indeed, Mr. O'Brien, but there's riches and riches. She told me, Pat, she says, that little darling boy is all the riches in the world to me.
Bye for now.
Okay. Let's talk to this
Excuse me,
guy,
Mr.
Mr. O'Brien.
Hello there. What now?
Ah, the sports car. Great. Ask about that.
The boy told me Fitzgerald was driven away in the car that hit him.
Maguire is always spinning wild yarns. I don't know where he gets them from. television, I expect, or comics. If I was you, I'd take what he says with a generous pinch of salt.
I believe him.
McGuire's tale about the car sounds quite plausible to me. He says the driver was dressed like a leprechaun.
That boy has a head full of fluffy toys.
Goodbye for now. He wasn't listening.
Okay, ask the
Excuse me.
landlord.
Yes, sir?
I don't want anything.
Just give me a shout when you do.
Well, let's chug it then.
The man's arm lay across the towel, preventing me from moving it.
Ah, now I can... I got it.
As the man raised his arm to drink, I snatched the towel away.
Yoo-hoo, I got it.
It was a rectangle of toweling printed with the words, Nagopolian Stout builds body.
Okay, we got an item. That's good. Don't know where to use it, but we got it. If that works with the towel, maybe we can really get the wire when he sneezes.
As soon as the old guy looked away, I grabbed this piece of wire.
Sit. Okay, that works. How interactive. Okay. We have to remember that, huh? So I think now we can use the box outside or something.
Hi, it's me again.
So I see. What now?
Ooh, about the sports car. Great.
Did you happen to see a red sports car down on the road?
I caught a glimpse of a flash of red on the hill and heard the racket. Sure, it was an awful noise. A sports car, you say?
A Ferrari, to be exact.
A racing car? And what was it doing here? The poor fella must have been lost.
The driver of the Ferrari was involved in an accident.
Is that so?
Yeah, he knocked somebody down outside the bar.
What an idiot! How could a thing like that happen?
He was traveling too fast.
So fast, he ran right under the car?
I mean, the car was traveling too fast.
But you'd have thought the idiot could have heard it coming.
Ooh.
Maybe you know the guy who was hit by the Ferrari. His name is Sean Fitzgerald.
Oh, I know him all right. That's me nephew, the idiot responsible for the stacking of my hay cart. Was he killed by the car?
Oh no, but he has been abducted.
Well, that's a relief now.
What?
Aren't you going to look for your nephew?
What for? From what you say, it's too late.
Well, you can report the matter to the police.
Better not. Besides, what could they do?
Well, they could mount a search.
They have only the one bicycle between them. In a question of superior acceleration, I'd put me money on the Ferrari.
Damn.
I think you ought to know exactly what Sean has gotten himself into.
I'm not sure I want to know.
But you're his uncle, his own flesh and blood.
You're right, but what can I do? If I'm not here to guard it, some idiot might try to climb the haystack. What a moral dilemma. Stay here and guard this potentially lethal agricultural construction, or to go off in search of the prodigal nephew, the very man responsible for said hazard? It'll need some thinking about.
Why, there's no problem.
You're right. Why didn't I think of it before? We'll demolish the haystack.
No.
You don't have to demolish the haystack to go look for Sean. I'll stay here in your place and warn anyone who's silly enough to climb it.
Marvelous. I think I should start me inquiries in the bar.
Sit.
He strode off in the direction of McDevitt's bar, leaving me to contemplate the stack of hay.
Bane!
The stack of hay stopped, short of the top of the wall. Even if I stretched as far as I could, the wall was out of reach. What I needed was a slice or two of Alice's Wonderland.
Okay, old map check. Old... Ooh. Okay, maybe the towel?
That is not a good idea. Maybe not.
Okay.
No.
You see anything else?
Above my head was a gap in the wall where the massive stones had fallen away. Above my...
Alright. Guess I need something. So let's go back to the bar.
Hello.
Hello there. Let me introduce you to my pals.
We've already met. I want you to know you have my sympathy.
Oh, it's just terrible, awful.
It's the worst news I heard all day.
It's top to bad news all right for this week and the next.
The whole year.
It's worse than that. It's the worst disaster in living memory.
Isn't it the biggest calamity in the history of the village?
I would say it's the biggest in the history of Ireland.
The most awesome disaster since mankind paddled out of the primal plop.
There's no beer.
What about Sean? Why aren't you out looking for him?
There's no point in launching an ill-equipped expedition to save the lad. In a life-or-death situation, preparation is essential. That's why I slipped in here.
For a point.
So let me buy you one.
Is a glass of beer more important than a man's life?
Were you talking to me?
To all of you. Sean Fitzgerald has met with God knows what, and all you can do is drink.
Sean has gone for a ride in a flash car, that's all. Why don't you calm down and...
Yes, sir?
Give me another beer, dude. Give everyone another beer. Let's party, guys.
I think you've had enough, don't you?
Hey, listen. Is it supposed to taste the way it does?
Gopaline stout is brewed from the finest chemicals in the world. I'm sorry, but the pump appears to be broken.
I can fix it for you.
I don't think so. This is a job for a professional electrician. Oh well, at least the glass washer is still working.
It's not my beer, is it?
Okay, maybe you show him that, right?
It just so happens I'm an electrician. Check out my credentials.
Well, no. Isn't that marvelous? Here's a house bedeviled with faulty wiring of a wayward nature. Here's you, an electric man, with a little plastic card to prove it. I still want to see what you can do before I let you touch me beer pumps. You can make a start on the glass washer.
Alright. Yoo-hoo! Progression!
And when you finish that, will you take a look at the pumps?
Okay. Let's check it out then.
I used all my knowledge of electrical engineering to examine the plug. Seemed fine to me.
Huh?
I replaced the fuse with a piece of wire. I knew it was dangerous, but I was desperate enough to disregard everything I knew about standard safety precautions. Excuse me, Mr. Leary. I fixed your glass washer, no problem.
Bingo! And a blessing to all the saints. A free half-pint to that man, on the house. Now, could you take a look at the beer pumps?
Well, I guess so, but I'm not making any promises.
If you can't fix them, I'll have a riot on me hands.
The pumps are in the cellar, right?
That's right. You'll find a flashlight down there somewhere.
So let's look at all
Touching
this
the glass
stuff.
washer would have been like putting my hand in a blender.
Okay, no. Okay, let's go in the cellar then.
What a dumb place to store a flashlight. A dark cellar. The only way I was going to find anything down there was to feel around.
Alright, let's feel around. Okay, I can go up there.
I pushed the lever and heard the grating of metal, but nothing appeared to happen.
Let's try that. Can I open that now?
I lifted the trap door and an overpowering smell of stale beer rose from the cellar below. I looked down on a stone-tiled floor, way too far to jump.
Ooh. It's a killer!
Excuse me.
There was a nasty feeling in my guts I usually associated with light opera. It was Khan. What's the problem?
Did you see what happened here a few minutes ago?
What was that?
A man was involved in an unfortunate accident.
I didn't see anything.
What about the boy?
Well, he doesn't know anything either. The kid, well, you know how it is in these rural communities. Not enough genes to go round. I prayed
Bam!
McGuire had the sense to keep his mouth shut. Was the guy hurt bad?
He is being taken care of, but he thinks he dropped a small parcel. You didn't happen to find it, did you?
If I
Maybe
had,
it's in the
I would have taken
cellar.
it to the police.
Of course. Thank you.
Bam! Ooh, there's a gem!
Then I noticed a flash of light. Something sparkling beneath the open trap door. It was Peagram's gem, all right. A large, uncut blue
Yes.
stone. As I held it aloft, I realized the fascination it could command. I guess I was already under its spell.
Alright.
Did you find it?
Ooh.
What?
Whatever you was looking for.
Yeah. Listen, McGuire, I want you to keep this to yourself.
No problemo. Just chuck us up a crate of lager.
No way, you're not old enough.
We can sell it and make some cash.
Forget it, kid. I couldn't betray Mr. Leary's trust.
I could, for sure. That old misery guts deserves it.
If you want to do me a favor, keep a lookout for that guy in the suit.
Okay. But it'll cost you a packet of chips.
That's
Oh,
fine.
and shout if you see that Ferrari.
Great. Ooh, sex?
I searched the trash, but there was nothing useful there. It was a couple of paper sacks filled with trash. I tried to pull the lever, but it wouldn't move with the trap door open.
Alright. Ooh, a calendar?
It was a calendar with a faded photograph of a prize-winning carp.
Cleaning materials.
It was a bunch of cleaning materials. I looked among the cleaning materials, but saw nothing I could use. It was an empty carton which had once contained caustic soda. The carton was damp and soggy, useless. The faucet creaked, coughed, and spewed out a stream of rusty-colored water.
Okay. Oh, I can use it.
I held the towel under the faucet and soaked it with water.
I tried everything there, right? The items, the sewer key. Hunter blueberry, that's...
Maybe not.
Ooh, there's a crack? I never saw that.
I pushed my fingers into the narrow crack. It went back several inches into the rock. There was a narrow crack between two of the stones where the centuries-old mortar had crumbled away.
Well, it's that.
I inserted the end of the lifting key in the mortarless crack and gave it a firm shove. It remained lodged in the wall, jutting out to form a step.
Why I didn't saw that? I have to observe better. Okay, can I go up there now? Yoo! Ooh, what is that? A goat?
It was the fiercest, meanest-looking old goat I'd ever laid eyes upon.
Talk to it.
Hey, Billy. The animal fixed on me with an evil glare. Behind the malice and resentment, there was a cool intelligence. How you doing, boy? I felt as threatened as I'd been by the assassin and his goons in Paris.
What is that?
It was a rusted piece of iron, maybe part of a plow or something.
He clapped me.
The top of a ladder rose out of the squarely dug hole.
Okay, yeah. What?
The rope by which the goat was tethered had become tangled on the old plowshare.
He can run? No. Alright. Okay. Statue.
It was a statue which had fallen from its place on the wall. 5 fingers of stone projected from the back of the carving. Behind the altar was a carved panel decorated with animals, birds, and plants. The sack contained a fine white powder.
The bench?
The bench had probably been used by Pegram and his archaeological team. Behind the altar was a carved panel decorated with animals, birds, and plants. There was a pattern of 5 holes arranged on the wall. They'd been drilled there deliberately.
Okay, let's interact with all these things.
The statue was too heavy to lift. It overbalanced into the sand. As I swung the stone upright, I noticed it had left a pattern of holes in the sand. The 5 fingers on the back of the statue had left their impressions in the fine sand. I placed my fingers in the 5 impressions left by the fallen stone. It was weird. They fit perfectly.
So I probably have to put it there, right?
The statue was too heavy to lift.
So maybe put the fingers there now? Boop.
I placed my fingers and thumb into the holes in the wall. Nothing happened. I tried in vain to move the panel. As I dipped my fingers into the soft white powder, I realized what it was. Plaster of Paris. I'd used it in kindergarten to make casts of animal paw prints. The only object on the table which interested me was a small sack.
So use the powder? No?
I swung the stone back. I sprinkled the plaster on the sand until the holes were filled.
Okay.
The patch of sand where the statue had fallen was covered with a dense sprinkling of plaster.
Can I get more?
I reached into the sack, but it was empty. The only object on...
I have... Okay. Nope. Okay, grab it.
I placed my... I smoothed the plaster level with the sand. It was my first experience of home improvement.
Drop it.
I squeezed the towel as hard as I could, but it was barely damp.
So maybe it has to be wet again? Ah, stupid goat. Can I go back? I mean, there's water. Well, let's try it out, huh? Why not? That was stupid that I didn't saw that.
The faucet
Great.
I held the towel under the faucet and soaked it with water.
Okay, let's hurry back. Because we found out it can dry out, right? Damn, I hate that I didn't saw that. Embarrassing.
The trickle of water was quickly absorbed by the plaster.
Ah, now I can just pop it in.
I eased the solid piece of plaster from the sand. Underneath, it had formed a perfect copy of the statue.
Smart. Intelligence +1.
The hardened plaster cast fitted snugly into the 5 matching sockets. There was a soft thud, then silence.
Darkness.
A flight of stairs led down into darkness.
But I have a flashlight. Okay, go down there. Cool. Back in Nico's apartment.
So, where did you stay last night?
At McDevitt's, I got to drinking with Doyle and a couple of the guys.
That explains why you look so ill today. Did you get any sleep at all?
Not much. I had to share the room with another guy.
Did he snore?
Hardly. He was dead. Then Leary woke me in the middle of the night to help bail out the cellar.
The cellar was flooded?
Yeah, some idiot had left the faucet running.
And you say Pigram has disappeared?
Without a trace. But my visit wasn't a complete waste of time.
Bam!
Pigram's gem?
The Templars gem. Whoever Jacques Marquet is, he's in for a disappointment.
Jacques Marquet?
He's the guy who should have collected the gem from Fitzgerald.
I've been reading about Pigram in this magazine.
The media got its claws on him.
Yeah, if I was his agent, I'd get him to lose the pipe.
That dig must have been pretty important to him. He resigned his chair at Durham University to go to Ireland. And now he's disappeared.
Yoo-hoo!
See what you can find out about Professor Pegram.
I'll speak to the university. What are your plans?
I want to find out who, what, or where Montfaucon was. All I've got to go by is the name and a picture of a hanged man. What do you know about Professor Pegram?
I've seen a television program, Pegram's Past. He's written a book, The Crusader Families of Ireland.
Okay, so we got
Let's
the
take
first
another
one.
look at the manuscript.
That's a good idea. So what was it? Ah, this is the first one, right? The tripod with the gem?
That's the tripod in the Crew Museum. That's the gem that Pegram found in Lochmarn.
So that's probably the next one, huh? What was it? That's it. That's oh no, this is this one. Ah, here.
There's a guy working on a loom. The Night Scroll bears a phrase in "Through my teachings, you will be enlightened." There's a guy with a sword and a bull. Between them is a gem supported by a...
Okay, we got that. Alright.
Do you want this photograph?
No.
Okay. So I guess that's it?
I can't sit here all day, much as I'd like to.
Okay. Don't forget to look for Lobinur at the Krun Museum. And why don't you see if Rosso has heard anything?
Okay. Anything else I can do for you while I'm out? Shopping, a trip to the laundromat?
Just take care of yourself.
Alright. Great. So I think we go first to Rosso. Because he's the detective. Maybe he found something out. Oh, I got the bag. Alright. Ooh.
Oh, hi.
Hello, my handsome friend.
Okay, she doesn't have any new dialogue.
See you later.
That's right, monsieur. You will.
Okay, let's go to the police.
Excuse me.
What do you want now?
Have you heard of a man called Marquet?
Yes. He used to be known as the Mole of Montmartre. I heard he's been hospitalized, probably by one of his rivals.
Which
Anymore.
hospital was Marquet taken to?
The Hagenmeyer Clinic in the Avenue des Hérissons.
Why was Marquet known as the Mole of Montmartre?
Because he lived in Montmartre, I suppose.
Yeah, but why the mole?
I don't know. Maybe he ruined people's lawns.
Show him the gem.
Maybe not.
Alright. So we did that already. So let's talk to Rosso then.
Is Rosso here?
Yes, he is. You wish to speak to him?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
One moment, monsieur. It's Stobbart, monsieur. He insists on talking to you again.
Thank you, Moo.
Alright.
What now, monsieur?
Ah, these guys, huh?
Ever heard of a guy called Marquet? Jacques Marquet?
Marquet. I know the name well. He has a record for suspected blackmail, kidnapping, arson, and art theft.
An all-rounder, huh? How come he's on the loose?
His bravado is matched only by the courtroom skills of his attorney.
Have you heard of Professor Pegram, the archaeologist?
Molly Pegram, the second son of Lord Barclay Pegram.
I don't know. I only read about him in a magazine.
So much for the efficacy of rehabilitation. What has he done this time?
He made an important archaeological find in Ireland. Do you know Pegram well?
I have connections with the family, but I wouldn't say I knew him at all.
Is his name really Molly?
Of course not. That was the nickname he was given at school. All his friends and acquaintances know him as Molly.
Okay, what was the name of these guys? Guido?
Do you know a pair of thugs called Flap and Guido?
I have known those two since they graduated from special school. Flap is a nasty piece of work, but Guido is the real brains of the partnership. Where did you hear of them?
I met them out front of the Hotel Ubu.
True. They killed me in another timeline. Should me.
What do you make of this, Inspector?
Astounding. Where did you come by a stone like that?
I was given it by a man in a bar in Ireland. Do you recognize the gem?
It is unfamiliar to me. If such a jewel had been stolen, I would know it for sure.
Did I show you this photo?
Oui? You're still convinced he is the killer?
He is the killer.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So long, Inspector.
Okay, so the guys in the hospital? Ooh, I forgot to show the old
building managed to retain some of its original grandeur, but the modern additions look like a baseball cap on a statue of a medieval saint.
I forgot, guys, I'm sorry. So beautiful. Ambulance.
There was no sign of the crew of the ambulance. I felt a little guilty as I tried the door, like I was about to rob a grave. I gripped the handle with an involuntary tremble in my hand and pulled. The door was locked.
It's locked. Oh.
The door.
Bam! Smash it. Okay. So let's go inside.
The young man's face was full of eagerness and enthusiasm. I figured he was fresh from college. Hi,
Hey.
my name's George Stobbart.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
Call me George if you like.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's my name.
My name's Benoit, but
Benoit?
everyone calls me Bunny.
Bunny.
Bunny?
That's right. I used to have this cute habit when I was a kid.
Keep it to yourself, Benoit.
Yeah, let's ask about him.
Do you know anything about a patient named Marquet?
And no, sir, I don't know much about any of the patients.
I've never met a doctor who admits that he's only human.
I'm only a trainee, sir. I'm sure I'll get the hang of things.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur. I've never seen him before.
Have you ever heard of a guy named Merlin?
No, sir.
Shake my hand.
Shake my hand, Benoit.
I don't think that's a good idea, sir.
How come?
Dermatitis.
I don't have dermatitis.
I do.
Great.
Does this gem mean anything to you?
Not me, sir?
Alright.
See you later.
Great.
So let's ask at the reception, right? Maybe she knows. I can go there and there. Alright.
The woman managed to look overworked and hassled, though she didn't appear to be doing anything.
Just looking
Excuse
busy.
me.
Yes, sir?
Is this the Hagenmeyer Clinic?
That's correct.
I thought I was in a garden center.
Who's that?
Oh, the plans. They were my idea. A little greenery to evoke the spirit of nature. How may I help you?
Has Marquet been visited by a man in a clown costume?
Oh, no.
You haven't seen a man in disguise?
Well, there's Theodore the bear. He comes every Thursday to entertain the children. Personally, I think he scares them half to death in that crummy old bear suit. If I was stuck on my back with tubes in every orifice, he's the last person I'd want to see.
Has Marquet had a visit from a pair of gangsters?
I should hope not. Can you describe them?
A thin guy who looks like a weasel and his friend, the gorilla.
Sounds as if they escaped from a zoo.
Damn. Okay, let's ask where he is.
I'm here to see Jacques Marquet.
Oh, yes. Are you related to our client, sir?
Let's say yes.
Yeah, I'm his, long-lost brother.
A brother half his age with a different name and an American accent.
Yeah, people always say that. I blame Mom. We were separated at an early age, after a mix-up in the nursery at the Oakland shopping mall.
I've never heard anything so ridiculous in all my life.
I guess not. So, do I get to see Marquet before the funeral?
That attitude will get you nowhere. My instructions were quite clear. No one gets to see Marquet. So unless you can prove you're a relative or a close acquaintance, you're wasting your time here.
Okay, let's ask about if he's
Have you seen this man here at the clinic?
No, sir. And I never forget a face.
Look at this ID pass.
So you're Merlin. Marquet's been asking for you.
For me?
Yes. He was shouting your name when they brought him in here. Now, let me see. He was on Ward B12, as I recall.
Luck.
Oh, he's being transferred to... Oh dear. He's on Ward J2. That's
It's what?
Nurse Grendel's ward.
Who is that?
What's so bad about Nurse Grendel?
She runs that ward like a South American prison.
Keeping a well-disciplined ward isn't a crime, is it?
Well disciplined. In the discipline and punishment stakes, she'd whip the butt off the Marquis de Sade. Everything, I mean everything, is done to a strict routine. 6 o'clock, alarm call. 6:10, bowel movements, and woe betide anyone who doesn't have a result. Those patients of hers are like Pavlova's dogs.
She sounds like a real nightmare.
And then some.
Give me more.
If Nurse Grendel is that bad, how come the authorities tolerate her?
She's like part of the furniture.
Oh, you mean she's been here a long time?
No, I mean there's not a man in this clinic who hasn't sprawled out on her.
I was beginning to get the picture. This woman was jealous, with a big green capital J. How do I find Nurse Grendel's ward?
Down the corridor on the left, turn right at the senior consultant's washroom. Right again at the executive coffee lounge. Bear left past the administrator's sauna. And turn left at the end. That's J2. And good luck.
Damn.
Thanks for your help, ma'am.
You're welcome.
So let's talk to him.
The guy seemed to be practicing his air of authority. Today, he was working on his withering stare.
Hi, my name's George Stobbart.
Really? If you wish to make an appointment, See the receptionist.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, sir, I do not.
Okay.
Does the name Thomas Merlin mean anything to you?
No.
May I have the honor of shaking you by the hand?
You may not. I don't encourage physical contact between my staff.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamat?
No, sir, I have not.
Look at this, Doc. It's a genuine medieval type gemstone.
Yes, so I see. Remarkable.
What do you make of this tissue, sir?
Interessant. I thought I knew the ins and outs of the human body, but this has me beat. If I were you, I'd have this sample analyzed.
Do you recognize this red nose, sir?
No, I do not. This is a hospital, not a circus ring.
No.
We minister to the sick in body, not the sick in mind.
Have you ever heard of the Club?
I did that. Okay, so let's
Thanks for your help.
go to the ward. A few minutes later. Okay, maybe we have to go here. She said to the left, right?
As I turned the corner, I saw the source of the hellish noise which echoed through the corridors. It was an industrial polishing machine with an odd-looking guy in tow.
Hello. What's that? I said hello. Oh, hiya.
I'd like to talk to you for a minute.
That's what I thought you said. Don't look so down in the mouth. No matter how bad things seem, I never let life get on top of me.
Oh, yeah? What's your secret?
Why, it's easy. All you have to do is smile and whistle this little tune.
You know what? If you start whistling, I'll bust you in the teeth.
It's a deal.
Do you know a nurse called Grendel?
Sure I do.
Is she on duty today?
Yeah. End of the corridor, ward J2.
Have you seen any unsavory characters lurking about in the quarters?
No, sir, I haven't. But I've got nothing to worry about. What's that, Mr. Shiny? You'd take good care of the rascals, I'll bet you would. With a friend like him, I've no fear of oppressors.
It must be a great comfort.
He is.
Weird.
Would Mr. Shiny be your polishing machine by any chance?
Please, don't call him that. He's more of a friend than a machine. I've had Mr. Shiny for 3 years, and he's never let me down once.
How come you got so attached to a polishing machine?
Good question.
I asked you not to call him that. He's got a name, you know.
Mr. Shiny.
Mr. Shiny. It's just that...
You think it's odd, don't you?
No,
Yes.
I don't mind. The rest of the staff think I'm twisted. I heard them snorking behind my back when I gave Mr. Shiny his weekly pull through.
Whatever you've got with this metal nutfoot is probably a fine and noble thing.
It is. Say, it's not every day I meet someone as crazy as me.
What?
Do you know where I'd find a patient called Marquet?
No, I'm not allowed on the wards with Mr. Shiny.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Who is it?
That's what I'm asking you. Have you seen him before?
How should I know? You haven't told me who he is.
Take a look at the photo.
Yeah, okay.
Now, have you seen him before?
No.
Do you recognize this pass?
No, I don't. Should I?
Okay.
No, but I wondered if you'd seen a stranger flashing it about.
No, sir. But if I had, Mr. Shiny would take care of him.
Ooh, maybe he knows something
Do
about
you
the
recognize this matchbook?
You should never ever play with matches.
I know that, but
People get hurt when they do.
sure.
They end up in hospital, like the burger lady. She was so burned up, they didn't know whether to use bandages or onions.
See you later.
Yeah, take care now.
The door didn't have a sign or label or any kind of identification.
Can I go
Hey
through there?
now, you can't go in there.
How come?
I'm responsible for the contents of that cupboard.
Ah.
Hello.
Oh, hi. No.
Right.
Okay.
Nothing really.
So I can go there.
It was a life-sized marble figure of a guy in robes. The sculptor had tried to give him a look of paternal authority and concern. To my mind, he looked just plain constipated. There was no way I could improve on the sculpture with the janitor watching me.
Improve. Ah. Oh. Stay hydrated.
Maybe the face of the unaccountably happy domestic had made me unduly suspicious. I mean, I knew it was only my imagination, but the water tasted, well, peculiar.
So maybe we cop that and then he goes and then we can go inside the room, huh? How about that?
As I tugged the plug out of the socket, the polishing machine coughed, spluttered, and died.
Mr. Shiny, what's wrong, pal?
Oh, I can't move. Oh. Go, go, go. Ooh.
Dr. Stobbart at your service.
I think that's good. Does he recognize me now?
Hello.
Oh, no whistling, right?
Right.
Okay, no.
Nothing really.
Great. A lot of hallways. Oh. He did it.
Good afternoon, Doctor.
Oh, hi. Is this Ward J2?
Yes, sir. The patients are ready for your inspection, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. Well, who's first?
Monsieur Croquet in bed 2.
What's his problem?
He's been complaining of loss of consciousness. You'll need this, Doctor.
She gave me a long, narrow metal box and a stunning smile. Thanks.
Alright.
Hi, I'm Dr. Stobbart.
Hello, Doctor.
The nurse told me you keep losing consciousness.
That's right. I've had the problem as long as I can remember. It's a real out-of-body experience. Like death, but not so conclusive.
I see. How long does it last?
Just a fraction of a second, and then I recover.
I might not have been a doctor, but I was formulating a diagnosis all the same. This guy was nuts. I know exactly what you mean. It's known in the medical field as blinking.
Is it serious?
Of course it isn't serious. It's perfectly natural.
What?
But just think, 2 seconds every minute. What? That's
Every
almost half an
minute?
hour every day. 2 weeks out of every year spent in total darkness.
I don't have time to listen to this baloney.
So
Do you
let's
know
do
what
that.
this piece of equipment is called?
No, I don't.
Which bed is Marquet in?
He's round the corner, in solitary.
What's the matter with him?
I don't know, but the men who brought him in were wearing masks and rubber gloves. Hey, you're a doctor. How come you don't know?
We doctors don't know everything.
Then how come you act like you do?
Tell me
Has
more.
Marquet had any visitors?
Nah, neither have I. That's the worst thing about being in hospital. You feel like the rest of the world has abandoned you.
Well, you know how it is. Life goes on.
Thanks for those comforting words.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Nah, Doctor. Who is it?
A cold-blooded killer.
Wow.
One of your colleagues?
No, he really is a murderer.
I've never seen him before.
Have you heard of a guy called Merlin?
No, Doctor.
Well, goodbye and good luck.
Thanks, Doc.
So maybe we use that. Oh. On him.
Hello again. Do you know what this piece of equipment...
Okay,
No,
man.
I don't.
The graph showed a steady decline in his pulse rate and an increase in his blood pressure. It kinda shook me to see this guy's life reduced to a few jagged lines.
Could you take a look at the client in bed number 3 now? His name is Eric Sopmarsh.
What's his problem?
He's delirious. He just now came out of theater. He's recovering from major surgery.
I'll have him up and about before you can say, Lazarus, get out of your bed and walk.
Alright.
Hello? Anybody home?
Who are you?
My name is Dr. Stobbart, and I'm here to steer you down the rocky road to recovery.
Dr. Monroe said there was no cure for what
What a
I
beautiful
got.
hospital.
Your problem is you stayed in bed too long.
Are you sure you're a qualified doctor?
You better believe it. I'm going to take your blood pressure.
Why?
I'm a doctor. It's my job.
Okay, let's talk about the...
What's your impression of Nurse Grendel?
She's a very efficient young woman.
Efficient? You make her sound like a vacuum cleaner.
I've no complaints.
The woman in reception described Nurse Grendel as a monster.
Well, that's simply not true. She's quite strict, but that's her job, isn't it? You've got to have discipline in a place like this.
What can you tell me about Marquet?
He's the man at the private room, isn't he?
Yes.
That room was mine before I was tossed out like a common squatter.
Do you know what's wrong with Marquet?
They won't even say what's wrong with me. Tell me, Doctor, what's your opinion?
It's too early to say.
But I've been here for 3
Oh,
months.
shit.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, Doctor. Who is it?
A cold-blooded killer.
Really? He's a dead ringer for my bank manager. Of course, Mr. Soames hasn't got a scar, and he doesn't come from the Middle East. His hair's a lot grayer, too. Otherwise, it's just like him.
Remarkable. I'm going to take your...
Why?
I'm a
Okay.
doctor. Have you heard of a guy called Merlin?
No, Doctor.
See you later.
Okay. Let's go look at his medical chart.
His temperature was normal, with little fluctuation either way.
Alright.
Doctor?
What is it now, nurse?
Number 2 again. He won't tell me what he wants. He says he'll only talk to a man.
Do I have to? That guy's nuts.
Doctor, I'm surprised at you. There's no way to talk about our clients.
Okay, I'll see him. But I'm telling you, he's a hypochondriac.
I don't even know what that means.
Hello again. Do you know what this...
No.
Do you know what this...
Is it self-raising flour?
No.
So what do you want me to do?
Do you...
Nah.
I thought about giving him an electric shock. But I just couldn't do that to a sick guy. Does this gem mean anything to you?
No, Doctor.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
Nah.
Okay.
Well, goodbye and good luck.
Thanks, Doc.
Okay. Let's talk to her. Oh. New
Do you have any
dialogue.
clowns on the ward?
Why, yes, we do. A professional clown.
I'll bet he lightens the place up.
Hardly. Monsieur Boissy has been in a coma for the last 3 months.
What?
What's wrong with Boissy?
He was involved in a very nasty accident.
Ooh.
A silly stunt involving a unicycle. His current condition is due to post-traumatic shock. It's unlikely he'll ever perform as a clown again.
It's an ill wind that blows nobody any good. Do you have a patient named Marquet on this ward?
Oui, monsieur. He is in the private room at the end of the ward. He has been placed in strict isolation.
I want to see him.
Why is Marquet in quarantine?
If you wish to know more, you'll have to speak to Herr Hagenmeier. All I know is that Marquet's room is strictly out of bounds.
Do you know who paid for Marquet's room?
No, of course I don't.
Preferential treatment like that must cost an arm and a leg.
That's not my concern, monsieur.
Do you recognize the...
No.
Thank you,
Alright.
nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
The poor guy's temperature had been up and down like a white knuckle ride. No wonder he looked so sick.
He doesn't want to talk to him. So can we go here?
Doctor,
What is it?
Oh.
you haven't taken my blood pressure.
Oh shit. I wanted to. Love it.
Seems fine to me.
You're not doing it right.
Of course I am.
No, you're not. Dr. Monroe never did it like that.
I can't take a satisfactory reading while you're excited like this. I'll come back later. This guy didn't look sick to me. He didn't have...
Okay, that's probably the room where the Marquis is, right?
Oh, Doctor,
What now?
you didn't finish taking my blood pressure.
Okay, let's try again.
You don't have the first idea what you're doing, do you?
I'll come back when you've recovered your manners.
Alright. So can I pull the curtain?
Pardon me, nurse.
Oui, monsieur?
What is this device?
It's for taking the patient's blood pressure, doctor.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
So maybe we have to go back and talk to the doctor. So what's here? I come back, huh? Oh. I'm lost. Alright. So let's go to the entrance again and talk to the dog.
Excuse me, sir.
You must be the new boy.
Yeah, I must be.
Well, stop wandering about and make yourself useful. Donnie, come here, boy.
Ooh.
This is Benoit, my nephew. Can I trust you to look after him?
Do your own babysitting, Gramps. Who do you think you are, anyhow?
I am Felix Hagenbeck.
Okay, that is the guy. This is the guy.
May I say what an honor it is to meet you in person, sir. You are on my medical wall of fame. Right up there with Pasteur and Leary. I look on it as a privilege, no, an honor, to look after your nephew, sir.
He is fresh out of medical school. It will open his eyes to see a real doctor on the job.
I'll bet.
Show him around. Let him see some real suffering.
Ooh, and maybe I can use him.
So long, Hagenmeyer.
Okay, follow me. Is he following me? Oh, he is. So I think I can distract this guy with him, and then I can pass this.
Do you want this,
Device for measuring blood pressure?
yeah, do you want it back?
No, thank you.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
So let's trigger that, and maybe... Oh, wait, he doesn't follow me.
Hey, Benoit.
There's no need to shout. What do you want?
Do you know the nurse on Ward J2?
No, monsieur. This is my first day here. I can't wait to get my hands dirty. I was
Okay.
talking about treating my first patient, of course. I didn't mean to get my hands dirty with a nurse.
Shut up, Benoit.
Okay, sir.
Here, take this pressure gauge.
Thank you, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Well, keep it safe until I think of something.
I know what to do.
Are you ready with that pressure gauge?
Primed and ready to pump, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
This guy.
Use it on Eric Sopmarsh.
Okay.
Okay, go.
Rather you than me, pal.
Oh shit. He's been effed.
On the top of the chart was his name, Jacques Marquet. I didn't need to be a doctor to read the graphs. Marquet was dying. The machine was far too complex for me to understand. Marquet's slim hold on life was being measured, monitored, and maintained by the machinery on the rack.
Okay, let's talk to him.
Marquet?
Yes. I'm Marquet. I've been expecting you.
You have?
Well, what are you waiting for? Get it over with.
I just want to know what I should do with the gem.
The Lamar gem.
Yeah, right here in my pocket.
I thought you were one of the
Assassination.
Not me. I never inhaled.
So, you were sent in my place?
Yeah. You could hardly make the trip to Ireland in your condition. What should I do with the gem?
Deliver it to the Grandmaster quickly.
The Grandmaster.
That I have found the tripod. Right
So it
here
is a tripod in the
Paris.
museum.
You have it?
Not yet, but it's been taken care of. I hired a couple of stooges with a flair for petty crime.
Would that be Flap
Flap
and
and
Guido
Guido.
by any chance?
You know them?
We've met. What about the assassin?
Is more likely to have followed us there. He'll stop at nothing to prevent the reforging of this sword.
And that's bad, is it?
As for Klausner, he has gone off to Syria on a wild goose chase.
They have geese in Syria?
He has a theory about the location of
That's enough excitement for one day, Monsieur Marquet. What are you doing here?
Talking to this patient, of course.
Monsieur Marquet is my patient. If Herr Hagenmeier was to hear that.
Okay, I'm going. I'd learned all I could from Marquet anyhow.
Great. So we have to go to Syria?
Ah, there you are, sir. I was just coming to look for you. I finished with your pressure gauge.
Thanks, Bunny.
What's that noise? It sounds as if someone's having a cardiac arrest.
It's all right. The doctor's in there with him.
Maybe he was a killer or something? No, right?
Are you sure he was a doctor?
Oui, monsieur. He showed me his ID. It was Dr. Braille.
There's no Dr. Braille working here.
He's an imposter! The door's locked. Help me, officer.
Ooh.
Stand back, monsieur.
Ooh. Awesome. Ooh, he's gone. Duh.
I found Jacques Marquet.
Did he talk?
Yeah, he talked. For the very last time.
He's dead.
Yeah, killed in cold blood by a bogus doctor.
That's despicable. What kind of guy would pass himself off as a doctor and take advantage of a dying man? Was it Khan?
No, I don't know who he was, but it certainly wasn't Khan. He got away, out the window. Have you ever heard of the Ashin?
No.
Marquet said that they were his biggest enemy.
His biggest enemy was the bogus doctor.
Don't remind me. That guy was evil. He had wild, staring eyes like a dead fish. I'll never trust a doctor again. Do you think the assassin was responsible for killing Marquet?
I don't think so. He could have finished him off the first time. Besides, Marquet would have recognized him.
He was pumped to the gills with sedatives. He wouldn't have recognized the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse unless they'd introduced themselves.
Okay.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
So he mentioned Syria, right? Or maybe we have to go back to the museum?
There's a guy working on...
Okay.
That's the tripod in the...
Okay.
I guess I'd better go back and talk to that weirdo.
Which one, Rosso or Sergeant Moo? Oh, were you referring to André?
I'll let you work it out.
I mean, the smartest thing would be to go back to the police, right?
Excuse me.
What do you want now?
Ah, okay.
Have you ever heard of the Ashin, Sergeant?
What was that?
The cult of the assassins.
What are you trying to say, Stobbart?
That the
Stobbart.
clown is a member of that cult.
I see. And what proof do you have?
Proof? I arrived at my conclusion through logical deduction and...
Pseudo-intellectual people. Leave the investigation of crime to those who know best. The police.
So let
Is
me talk to
Rosso here?
Rosso.
Yes, he is. You wish to speak to him?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
One moment, monsieur. It's Stobbart, monsieur. He insists on talking to you again.
Thank you, Moo.
Moo.
What now, monsieur?
Okay, no.
So long, Inspector.
Waste of time, alright. So I think we go back to the museum? Maybe? Or can we go somewhere else? Airport? Nope. Okay, we completed that. Okay.
You have left here very late, monsieur.
Late for what?
And you see, I am closing the museum soon. You wouldn't like to get locked in. I can tell you, not in this gallery.
Why not?
It is haunted, monsieur.
You don't believe in ghosts, surely.
Oh, yes, I do. 7 years ago, a lad managed to hide in here. He'd made a bet with his friends, I suppose. When I found him in the morning, he was cold as ice and stiff as a board.
Well, what was the cause of death?
They said it was a brain tumor. But on his face was a look of stark, desperate terror, such as I have never seen before.
Scary. What can you tell me about the collection of coins?
A rare example of silver coinage from the reign of Philippe le Bel. That little orc lay buried for centuries in a field on the outskirts of Paris. They're unique. Nothing like them has been found anywhere else in Europe.
What can you tell me about the collection of coin?
A rare example of silver.
Okay, because we did it last time, right? Alright, who is that?
Thanks for your help.
Man.
I beg your pardon. Are you André Lobineau?
Ah!
That's me. You want my autograph?
No, I was told you may be able to help me.
Help?
My name is George Stobbart. I'd like your professional opinion.
Well, okay, shoot.
So let's show him the parchment, right?
I'd like your opinion on a medieval manuscript.
Vraiment? Do you have it with you?
No, it's too fragile. And besides, there are certain people who'd stop at nothing to get their hands on it.
Intriguing. Do you have a copy of the text?
There isn't much. Only a few Latin phrases. I was kind of hoping you'd help decipher the pictures.
Without seeing the manuscript, that's a tall order.
So take him with you.
Just tell me one thing. What does the image of two men riding on the same horse suggest to you?
The Knights Templar. Does the Templar seal appear on this manuscript? I'd love to see that for myself.
So that's probably that we take him back to the apartment, right? So let's ask about the...
Have you ever heard of the assassination?
Why, yes. It was a radical Muslim sect whose name became synonymous with murder. It was formed in 11th century Persia, shortly before the Crusades.
At roughly the same time as the Templars.
Yes. They gave a new word to our language. Assassini. The assassins.
How did the assassins get their name?
From the legend surrounding the secrets of their initiation rites. A young man who sought to join the sect was given hashish until he drifted into dreams. He awoke to find himself in a fabulous garden with everything he could wish for. The freshest water, the most delicious food, the choicest hash, and the most delectable women imaginable.
Cool. Do you have the address?
I haven't finished the story. There was a price to pay for this taste of paradise.
Wouldn't you just know it?
The young man would wake the next day to find himself back in the real world. He was told that he'd been given a glimpse of the heaven reserved for holy martyrs. A heaven he would enjoy for eternity if he was willing to join the Hashashin.
How did the assassins operate?
Well, as I explained, the new recruits would be only too willing to die for the cause. They'd be instructed in the use of the dagger, poisons, and disguise. Then, the Grand Master of the sect would name an enemy of Allah.
And they'd stop at nothing to eliminate that enemy.
You got it. They were fearless and deadly.
Does the cult of the assassins still exist?
Take a look around at the world today. You tell me.
Alright.
Does the name Montfaucon mean anything to you?
Sure. It was the most grisly spectacle in Paris until the Revolution.
A public toilet?
Montfaucon was the place of execution for many thousands. A dark temple of death, with row upon row of arches, each one framing a grim exhibit. Scores of rotting corpses swung on creaking rope, while the crows devoured their flesh.
That explains the image of the hanged man. I found a reference to Montfaucon in Ireland, in a village called Lochmarn.
Lochmarn? That's where Pegram was digging.
Yes.
That's right. He'd left the excavation before I arrived.
And now he's... No, it's not him. So tell me more about the picture.
Where was the site of Montfaucon?
To the northeast, near the Canal Saint-Martin, but there's nothing there now. The old gibbet was torn down during the Revolution.
Okay.
Do you know Pegram well?
Not really. I met him at a conference. I would have liked to talk to him in depth, but I didn't have time.
When was this?
Oh, back in the summer, July, I think.
The second week of July?
Maybe. Yes, it was, just before Bastille Day.
So Pegram was in Paris at the same time as the other victims.
Pardon? Victims of what?
Nothing. Just thinking aloud. What can you tell me about Philippe le Bel?
He was responsible for the extermination of the Knights Templar.
Ah.
I know that, but why was Philip so hot to get rid of them?
Mostly because he wanted to get his hands on their treasure.
The coins.
He had an
what?
enormous debt and a lifelong war with England to fund. The trouble was, the Templars were a highly respected holy order.
And rich, probably.
If the Templars were so powerful, how did this Philippe dude wipe them out?
By underhanded, dishonorable means, of course. The Pope was Clement V, a Frenchman.
French, huh? Handy for Philippe.
Fate had nothing to do with it. He was Philippe's puppet, planted to further his political ambitions. Philippe wanted the wealth of the Templars and used Clement to get it.
Okay.
So what was Philippe's plan? What happened?
Sealed orders were sent out all over France, not to be opened until the appointed day. That day was Friday, July 13th. That's the origin of our superstition regarding that date.
Is that
At
true?
dawn, throughout the whole of France, the Templars were arrested. It was the biggest bust in the history of the world.
What happened to the Templars after their arrest?
Philippe was out for blood, so he handed the Templars over to the Inquisition. Not surprisingly, they confessed to a sensational and sordid list of blasphemies.
Like what?
Oh, the sort of things you read about in the gutter press. Devil worship, lewd sexual practices, spitting on the Holy Cross, that kind of thing.
Well, that must have given their lawyers some headaches.
Whether or not the accusations were true, this was not good publicity. Most of the charges were probably cooked up, but so were the Templars, literally. Hundreds of them were found guilty of heresy and flame-grilled at the stake. They died protesting their innocence.
Damn. A lot of story about this guy.
But surely
That's
Philippe
good.
had no proof of his charges against the Templars.
A man will admit anything under torture. The Inquisition fabricated some nonsensical demon called Baphomet, and then suggested to their victims that this was what they worshipped.
But they didn't have to agree.
The records show a Templar coming to trial with both feet burnt off. Fragments of flesh and charred bone falling from the stumps. What would you not admit to stop such torment?
So there was no truth at all in the Baphomet accusations?
Not a shred. Almost every victim described the idol differently. No, Baphomet never existed outside the sick minds of the Inquisitors.
That's funny because in the European version or something, so in the German version, it's Baphomet's Curse. Right. The game. It's a game title.
So Philippe stole the Templars' riches, huh?
Oh no, they weren't stupid. The king's troops marched first on the temple in Paris, then to the Templar home port at La Rochelle. There was no trace of the treasure, and the fleet of the Knights Templar had set sail.
Okay, so tell me more about the Templars.
Can you tell me anything about the Knights Templar?
I sure can, Georgie. Soldiers,
Georgie.
diplomats, mercenaries, monks, bankers, you name it, the Templars
Yeah.
fit the bill. The greatest fighting force in Christendom, the militia of Christ.
Jeez. How did the Templars get their name?
From the building in which they set up their headquarters. The King of Jerusalem gave them part of a mosque on the Temple Mount. It was said to have been the site of the original Temple of Solomon. The order became known first as the Knights of the Temple, and later as the Knights Templar.
You're a mine of information, André.
Glad to be of help, Georgie.
Tell me more.
How come the Templars became so wealthy?
There was a constant stream of new recruits to their ranks, many from noble families. They were required to swear a sacred oath of poverty, chastity, and obedience. So, their money, goods, and lands were donated to the Order. The Templars soon held land in France, Scotland, England, Spain, most of Europe, in fact. The poor Knights of Christ became the wealthiest power in Christendom.
And even to this day, right, there's still... People think there still exist to this day. Maybe.
Is it true that treasure of the Knights Templar was never found?
Who knows? So little knowledge of what really happened remains. Or, if it does, the truth has never been made public.
What do you mean by that?
The Templars have attained a mythological status, like the King Arthur of the Britons. There are people even now who say the Templars still exist.
Do you think that's likely?
No, not for a minute.
So let's talk about the tripod.
I think you ought to know that the tripod is going to be stolen.
The Lochman tripod? No.
It's true. I can give you a description of the thieves.
Before the supposed event has taken place?
I heard them planning the raid.
They're wasting their time. The tripod is protected by a state-of-the-art alarm system.
Well, don't say I didn't warn you. Why don't you loan the tripod to me for safekeeping?
Because I'd never see it again.
Well, don't you trust me?
It's not a question of trust, George. That tripod is hundreds of years old and extremely fragile.
I get your point.
So... let's invite
the
him, maybe?
manuscript is being looked after by a friend.
In Paris?
Yeah. Not far from here, in fact.
Well, just give me the address and I'll come round and take a look.
I'm not so sure about that. Maybe I should check with her first.
A female friend?
Yeah, she's a woman. Maybe it was my imagination, but I noticed a predatory look in his eye. Suddenly, this friendly historian had turned into the big bad wolf.
What?
This friend, who has the manuscript?
Oui, the anonymous girlfriend.
She lives at 361 Rue Jarry.
Ah, I know it well. I'll drop by. Just as soon as I can.
Does the guy in this photograph look familiar to you?
No.
What do you make of this?
It's the biggest gemstone I've ever seen. Where did you get it?
From Professor Pegram's messenger boy.
Did Pegram find this on his dig?
Yeah, the site where this was found was a Templar castle. Do you think it could be part of the Templar treasure?
No, I shouldn't think so.
Oh, maybe ask him about the matchbook.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
Halamut is the name of the place where the Hashashin were based.
Ooh.
Where is it?
Somewhere in what used to be called Persia. I'm not too hot on modern geography, I'm afraid. The most recent map I have shows America as an English colony.
What do you make of this ID card?
Nothing.
Alright.
Thanks for your help, André.
You're welcome.
Maybe let's open the window. And then we go outside. So I think we go back to Nicole, right? I don't know if that was such a... Oh. There's a new location. Let's check that out. Alright, it's good.
A typically Parisian sidewalk cafe. Last time I visited one of those, it blew up. I decided I was happy enough right where I was.
Policeman?
Excuse me, officer.
And how may I help you?
Ooh, he seems drunk.
Have you seen this man before?
No. Who is it?
I believe him to be an international assassin.
Oh.
Is that all you can say?
Oh. I did wonder if I should say that I believe you to be an international paranoiac, but it didn't seem polite.
Does this matchbook...
The pattern looks Middle Eastern. Beyond that, who knows?
Alright, so...
Shouldn't you be off directing traffic or something?
You have seen the Parisian traffic, no?
Yeah, so?
I could direct the traffic. The most dangerous, the east side of Rome. Or I can sit here and enjoy the sun, the architecture, and the so-so Sauvignon. Which would you choose?
Yeah, but I'm not a policeman. What happened to duty?
An excellent question, monsieur.
He's so drunk.
What do you know about the Knights Templar?
Les Templiers. Only that they were excommunicated in 1312 and hanged in their dozens within this very square.
Boy, what they teach in the police academy these days.
No, monsieur. I read it on that board over there.
What?
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur. I'll be there.
Ooh, I can go down there.
In French, English, and German it read, in 1312, Pope Clement V dissolved the knightly order of the Templars and excommunicated its members on charges of heresy. In the following 2 years, many of the knights were hanged on this site. Their Grand Master, Jacques de Molay, was burnt at the stake on an island in the Seine.
Cool. So I can go to the church fountain.
An ornate fountain stood in one corner of the square. I'd have to come by here in the summer to see it working. There was no water to frolic about in, and the leaf mold that was collecting there just wasn't the same somehow.
So can I go into the cafe? No. So... Can I use it, or is it too weird?
Hey! Hey, you! What do you think you're doing?
Okay.
Leave that hammer alone! Now!
Okay.
Sorry, no harm intended.
You stay away from that.
Alright, let's check out the church. I mean, they're really faithful, right? Looks so good. I love this.
A row of old pews, beautifully carved and glowing with polish. I thought of all the people who must have sat here over the decades. All those Parisian derrieres, firm buttocks of the young ladies, the flabby flesh of the old men. That wasn't a pleasing image, so I went back to the young ladies.
Whoa!
What was that?
I didn't have time to sit around.
A tomb? Ooh.
A knight's tomb, his effigy in marble lying in perpetual state, waiting in prayer for the judgment day. Biblical references engraved into the tomb edge to guide his way to the next world, I guess. Just think, there's a dead guy under there. I was surprised Philip Lebel had left this place alone.
Cool. So let's check that out.
The statue had any secrets. It was concealing them pretty well.
What was that
Carrying
noise
all that armor
before?
around must have been hard work. I wondered if this guy had died in combat.
Okay, I think we go back to Nicole now. Got some new stuff. New area, it's probably for later then, huh? And I have to probably somehow distract the police guard. Or the policeman that I can go into the sewers. I don't think I have any items, right? Let's buzz him.
Hello again, officer.
Hello again, monsieur.
Would you like to shake? I stopped myself barely in time. Electrocuting a cop would not have been smart. They'd rebuild the Bastille just so they could throw me in and throw away the key.
Alright. Cool.
Hi, André.
Hello, Georgie.
Nope.
Thanks for your help, André.
You're welcome. Now, what did I tell you about touching the exhibits?
Was it you can touch all you want so long as your hands are clean?
Not quite, monsieur. It was do not touch, not ever!
Oh yeah, that was it.
They said they're closing soon, right? Maybe I hide in the here? When he turns the... Now.
Don't even think of climbing in there, monsieur. You'll be suffocated.
Oh.
I always wondered how it felt to be a mummy. It was an ancient Egyptian sarcophagus with a beautifully painted effigy of its owner on the lid.
I have a plan. I use the handle, and then he closes it, right? And then I hide there. Huh? How about that? Just have to wait till he is gone. Or more, a little bit more, just far away, you know. Okay, now? Go, go, go. It's open now. Now. Shit.
It is closing time, Monsieur Lobino.
Already, there just aren't enough hours in the day.
More than enough for me. I can't wait to get home and put my feet up.
Eh bien, see you tomorrow.
Good night, monsieur.
Hours pass. Ooh. There they are.
Hey, Guido! Look at this!
Quit fooling around, you moron! Get your ass over here and bring that flashlight.
Isn't it a little bit too dangerous to go to them? Ooh, maybe I can just...
What the... Who's there?
Let's get out of here!
Ooh. Ooh. Catwoman!
And when I woke up, I was at the police station. Luckily, I managed to persuade Rosso I was innocent.
Poor George.
What a mess. I bungled the whole thing.
I don't think so. You made a pretty good job of distracting those two crooks.
Yeah, but the killer got away with the tripod.
No, he didn't. He's not the only one who can dress up in costume.
You mean... it was you who stole the tripod? Oh, hell, Nico. I could have been shot.
Those dogs are more likely to shoot their own feet.
I just wish you'd told me your plans. We're supposed to be in this together. And how come you dressed up like a pantomime cat?
Don't suck, Jersey, please.
Oh, rats. And don't call me Georgie.
Oh, I really thought you'd be pleased. After all, we've got the tripod. Aren't you going to try putting the gem on the tripod?
I guess so.
Let's pop it. Sit.
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
The gem fits perfectly, but what does that prove?
Great.
Maybe the tripod has to be in a certain location.
There's nothing on the manuscript to indicate where, though, is there?
Oh, by the way, I had a visit from André Lobineau.
Ah.
Oh, yeah. I hope you didn't mind me giving him your address.
Not at all. It was lovely to see him again. He was over the moon when I showed him the manuscript. It's not often he gets that excited. He made a sketch of the Knight's Christ to take back to the museum. I believe he's identified the family who bears that crest.
I sure hope so. Let's take another... That's the tripod.
So...
There's a...
Okay, nothing of interest then.
What do you think the purpose of this tripod is?
On the manuscript, the gem is shown mounted on top of it.
So, we risked a criminal charge to steal a display stand?
Don't ask me. Maybe it's intended to hold the gem in a specific position.
I have to go.
Already? You only just arrived.
Time and tide wait for no man.
Okay, I'll see you later.
So what now? Have you got the tripod? That's good. Maybe talk to André again?
Hi, André. Hello, Georgie. What's with the long face?
Haven't you heard?
The tripod was stolen.
No kidding.
I just don't get it. So many other treasures, and the thieves choose the tripod.
A modern-day alchemist, perhaps?
Who knows? There's no shortage of crazies in Paris. Hey, I visited Nicole's apartment.
She told me.
Yeah, she told me you came by.
Ooh, quite a fine Georgie boy. I didn't expect anything quite so sexy.
I hope you're referring to the manuscript.
Well, oui, of course.
What did you make of the manuscript?
It dates from the time of the Crusades.
We guessed that from the Templar seal.
It's a story and pictures like a modern-day comic book.
Tell me more.
What story does the manuscript tell?
I don't know. It was probably produced for the tourist market.
Tourists?
Oh, oui, pilgrims in their thousands on their way to Jerusalem. The tourist trade is nothing new, you know. It's been around for centuries. Ever since Joshua made a packet selling souvenir bricks from the walls of Jericho.
Have you deciphered any of the images on the manuscript?
There's very little I can be sure about. The slang of the bull could be a reference to Mithras.
Who's he?
A Persian god, almost as popular as Christ at one time. The only thing I can be sure of is the knight. He's Spanish.
How can you tell that?
The writing on the shield, the reference to Ave Maria. No self-respecting knight from Northern Europe would have borne a coat of arms like that.
Okay.
Can you identify the knight's coat of arms?
I already did, Georgie. He's a member of the De Vasconcelos family from the Costa Calida.
Were they famous?
No, they're not mentioned after the 15th century.
Oh.
The spotlight of history moved on. They're probably long dead.
Do you think the manuscript could be the map to the Templar treasure?
Frankly, no. That's too far-fetched. The manuscript is interesting enough and a rare find, but that's all.
Wouldn't it be terrific if it was a map, though? The treasure of the Knights Templar.
A romantic notion, Georgie, but extremely improbable.
Let's show him.
Oh, André? Oui? What would you say if I told you I knew who'd taken the tripod?
I'd call the police and have them arrested.
That's what I thought.
Who was it?
Oh, I don't know, really. It was just a hypothetical question.
That's too bad. If I could get my hands on the thief, I'd wring his neck.
All right.
Thanks for your help, André.
You're welcome.
So what now? Can we go somewhere else now? We can. Villa de... We can go to Spain now. Oh, that looks cool. So guys, but I think that's a good stopping point for today. I have a lot of fun, was sticking in Ireland for so long just because I didn't saw the marker, right? But hey, I think that's good, right? We are in Spain now. Woo! So, guys, arigato gozaimasu for watching, and I see you. Well, I hope I see you next.